Apart from that, now we're back in WOR, and have I missed it? Yes, I have, because I absolutely adore watching driving. I'd rather watch driving, like stream and watch than actually race, because I can't actually race because I'm awful at the game. But that's why I'm in tier 10. Um, uh, right. Well, yeah. So your championship leader at the moment is your pole sitter for today, which is Quantum. Right. Are they now coming onto the grid,
I'm stuck on waiting for
or where are
players.
they? How are you?
Yeah.
I can't even see the. I can't. Even, I'm not. I'm just staring at a pit lane. It's not great.
You get a real
Um,
insight to the manager's crotches as it looks by it.
well, I see cars going around the final corner.
Oh
One,
yeah.
two, three, four. Oh, starts
Oh,
in 28 seconds for me. There we go.
there's
24.
be the formation lap
23.
and not Aiko and Yub's garage.
I think this was. I think this is going to be the actual start of the race.
Can't be.
Oh no, no, it won't be because they'll probably have a minute or so break, don't they, between qualifying and the race.
Oh yeah.
Did you know what? I've given up at this point. Not given up with the commentary, and I'm just giving up until the race because I've just given
Oh,
up
we've
with
got
qualifying.
consent!
I don't. I'm watching cars drive on the grass and in gravel.
Oh.
But it fixes itself for the race, and I will eventually have audio. I'm pretty sure. If it doesn't,
Do
I'm
you
going
want
to
to leave? I
cry.
can
But
invite you back.
no, it will fix itself. It will fix itself.
Right. We've got the lads doing the
I'm
formation
convinced.
lap. Not sure what to commentate on. I don't have a call commentator. Quantum, say something.
Uh, right. There's nothing. I can't really say much. I'm kind of watching a Williams go around.
Whereabouts is he? He's
Wait, what the hell? What am I watching?
there's now an AlphaTauri
Has the
teleport.
race started?
What is going on your side?
What's happening? I
Now I
don't
know
know. Has the
F1.
race started?
Now I know F1 can be seen to be out of this world, but it's a bit much. It's a bit more than I propose, really.
Can someone let me go? Let me know if the race has started.
Quantum's about 400 yards ahead of the field. They're heading to the penultimate corner. They're not monitoring this corner, the FIA say. And they're all sort
I
of
don't know if the race
backing
has
off. There's a
started.
massive gap here, all trying to just jump each other at the start. Colombia's got the... One sec.
Well, I don't know what to do because I swear that. Huh? What am I watching?
Oh, and it's
I'm
lights
now
out and
watching
away we
cars.
go. Sorry for the delay. Um, one good
I
start.
can't even see. Right. You're gonna have to invite me to the game again. I'm gonna have to leave
Yeah.
in 3 laps.
Oh, there's contact
Yeah.
between the others.
Oh no! Look, the
More
oh, I
contact
feel.
between the others.
Oh.
Chris Michael Jones takes advantage, but it's WR ability who hasn't looked on the inside, but it's Quantum who takes the lead of the Grand Prix. It could be even second to Chris Michael Jones. There seems to be a bit of kerfuffle going down in back of the queue. Gamer Master, or have I said that name? Hassling Easton, keeping it on the outside. Will Easton defend it as hard as he can here? I'm running out of breath here. Easton defends hard there. That's very hard defending down. Almost chops the front wing off of Auto there. Clark, meanwhile, has a good start, keeping the attention on those harder compound of the medium tyres. Nothing much seems to go on further back in the field. It looks as if everybody seems to have held station here. We'll have a look at the grid. As look now, the real winners is Chris Michael Jones. The loser is Papash with the contact with Cryptic Turn 1. Easton and Mansteth made the whole positions, but it's been a very clean lap 1. I don't see anybody pulling into the pits. Although I believe G Ninja. Oh, and I think he's got damage, and Vapor GS does not have a front wing. So I lied about there. The commentator's curse strikes again.
It's still a radio show, by the way.
Inspirational.
Inspirational radio show.
Quantum.
5 people watching and it's a radio show. Nice. Sick. I only did invite if you could send me one. Wait, I could just join. I can join off again. Sec. There we go. Will the game be scuffed this time? We will find out. I'm praying it won't. Right, we're in. We're joining. Is the game gonna want to play? Is it gonna want to play ball? This is the one race I didn't want it to scuff as well because I kind of like this track. Ah, people. Well, we've got a CRT supporter, which is one of the CRT guys. So I don't know what CRT guys are actually racing because I can't even remember the grid now. But if the game is broken, okay, right. Yes, we're in. Right, Quitham is actually, it looks like pulling away. No, Ability is staying with him, which is the person I thought would win the last week.
And Vapor as well. It's gone from bad to worse for Vapor as he goes from losing from winning lap 1 to now being 10 seconds behind and without the cushion of no penalties in this Grand Prix here, and he runs at turn 1 for good measure as well.
Let's get all the details and stuff up on tyres and all that. So there's not many people
Cryptic's out.
Tyre. That's Cryptic out of the race.
This is going to be a safety car. Klaus also had a bit of an incident when my controller batteries died.
With the area that it's in and everyone's gone past that pretty much already, I'm going to assume it's not going to be.
It's a bit off the track. I would assume it not to be a safety car. And WOR ability to get him really up close and personal to Quantum now. Quantum moving slightly defensive. He's going to look. He once again wants to break the slipstream. WOR hurling the overtake here. Has to move once again. Quantum. I think we'll go for the switchback here. Notices that ability's going to go deep, but the ability. Oh, that was close. Almost took the front wing, and Vapor's out as well. 2 crashes in the space of 2 laps. And this should be a safety car, really. I'd be surprised if it isn't.
2 crashes in 4 laps. It's not looking good for either AlphaTauri or Alfa Romeo at the moment. But if we have a quick flashback to last week, these two, Quitham and Ability, they had a bit of a nip and tug with each other. I don't think Quitham was very happy over after the race, with a little bit of contact happening during the race, and Ability actually falling all the way back down to out of the points. So he's going to want to fight back and try to win this race and steal it back from Quitham. But Quitham's not going to give up easily with the pace he's showing today.
Yeah, the
Lando
top
doesn't
4.
have himself 3 second time on him.
Top 4 already breaking away from Papash. He's already seems to be holding up a bit of a train, which is once again being broken away here. So starting to see little groups here, a bit like the Tour de France. You see little groups here.
Yeah,
breaking away.
That 1 second. That 1 second is crucial. If you don't have DRS around here, you're going to struggle.
No, it's very easy here.
So Steph is going to want to get past Papash as quick as he can.
Auto, meanwhile, managed to get back into the DRS here of Mansteth. I don't know how to say that name.
I just say Steph because it says Steph.
Yeah. And there's contact. Sorry to interrupt there. There was some contact with Mr. Speedy and Auto. The Auto basically did what Perez did to Lando Norris, and that has fallen them back into the clutches of RSF1 Easton here, who can now just sit behind here with his full battery charge, wait for his move to come forward and try and catch P7 from Auto there. Back to you.
Both of the leaders, actually, it looks like Quitham's got back through on WR ability while we were watching that battle back there, but it looks like he's going to get that DRS down the main straight, which is going to help him up the very, very long uphill straight with actually a turn in it, which I don't really class as a turn, which I think this track only has 9 corners because this doesn't really affect anything. But Ability's going to look for the move. Quitham's going to go defensive. He's going to go back. He's going to look for the little dummy.
Down
the inside, maybe.
Quitham
plays well, and Ability has gone tactical. It looks like. But Acorn, who I haven't actually seen on the grid this season yet, is all over the round of ability. And he touches him. There was nearly flashbacks of Tier 1 Shadow there on the last few laps.
Poor Shadow.
That was not pretty.
Yeah. He gets a taste of his medicine, and Chris Becker just got down inside it there, and I think Acorn didn't make it too easy for him there. And in fact, he's got Papash there, and Acorn Joe got from in the podium places to 5th position in the race now, and he'll have to work.
Looks like Steph's all over the rear end. Acorn as well. Acorn's struggling here.
What's happened to Acorn's pace here?
Is he going to go from P3 down to P6 in half a lap?
No, he used that overtake battery to keep ahead of him, which is a bit. Oh, and he gets
the touch.
Medicine. There's more contact here, and I think Steph once again there just braked a little bit too late here, and Acorn will not be happy. This will really be disrupting the floor here, but he's going to go back round the outside, can he? No, he slots it behind them.
Sorry to butt in, the leaders have switched again. Quitham's gone back to P2 and ability. They keep ducking and switching, which is going to help Chris Macker-Jones here get back up into this battle. But Quitham's going to go down the inside again of ability. Is he going to be able to make a stick? He does. Chris Macker-Jones sticks a nose in, but just avoids contact with ability's rear end, which is very, very good driving from Macker-Jones there. But Papash is getting back into this fight, who was actually out of that second DRS a second ago, but now Steph's in that situation behind him. And Acorn is just dropping back here, and he's now vulnerable to Easton. Can Easton find a way through in the double right-hander? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Actually, he's going to go around the outside.
There. And Acorn's pitted. Does he have damage?
And he's going to pit, so he must have had damage.
He must have damage. On speed, doesn't speed, keeps it tidy.
But here we go. Look, we've got 3 little groups really, but it's probably going to go down to 2 with Lando and Patrick probably going to catch back at this other group. So we're probably going to split into 2 small groups here.
What stretch are we going to take
for the rest of the race? And the leaders are battling again side by side into the third corner, and Quither goes round the outside of ability.
Ability that gets caught off with the exit this. And Chris Macker-Jones going to have a look there. He hasn't got much battery to play with here, so he's got to make sure he gets the move done now or never. WOR ability gives him the good old squeeze. There's more content. More way back in. Ability loses the rear end pass. Just there tries to take advantage of that. And ability, just like what happened to Acorn, has gone from second off the podium and is now once again looking to regroup himself. He will not be happy, and he will try to come back with a vengeance.
The one man that's going to be very happy about this is going to be Quidden, because he's getting out of this. He's trying to get out of this DRS range as quick as he possibly can, because he knows that he's got the pace over Chris Macker-Jones over this whole season. Because Chris Macker-Jones is actually having the race of his life at the moment.
He looks like a man on a mission. And we head down to turn 1 to start lap 9 of the Grand Prix. This will might as well see some of the undercuts and some of the perhaps the split strategies, and Chris Macker-Jones gets a bit caught up on the curve there. He's going to allow Papash just to close in a little bit, but the DRS neutralises that out, and he goes slightly defensive there. So probably are going to see some split of the strategies. We don't know what's going to happen then, but we hope to be looking forward to it.
Sorry to butt in. Ability's going side by side with Steph down to turn 4, but Steph thinks right of it. But is he going to put a nose in it down into turn 4? No, he's not. He's going to think good of it. But yeah, back onto the strategies. We've seen it already this week with VRT Square pitting a lot earlier than everyone else. It didn't help him. I don't think it would have helped him if Shadow wouldn't have spun in Tier 1, but it helped him in the end with I can't remember who he was battling with now. He was battling with the Haas, but I can't. Alfie. He's battling with Alfie, and it showed that the undercut actually did quite a lot compared to something, because he was back down in P8 and he came out in P2. So could we see another VRT Square and someone go for an early pit stop compared to everyone else?
The undercut once again is very powerful on all the corners and all the required traction zones you need with those fresh sets of boots on the car. Can really sort of give you the advantage you need to help you get past your opponents. We might see that again today.
It looks like Chris Macker-Jones is actually trying to get past Quivem as quick as he possibly can, because he is actually pushing it. He looked like he was going to go for a move up into turn 3, but he just thought better of it and thought maybe for next lap. But if Macker-Jones pits, he's probably going to come out ahead of Quivem. But you've got to remember, even 1 lap newer tyres helps a lot around this circuit. And if I've just had a look at Quivem's ERS, he's used absolutely none of it, and Macker-Jones has used pretty much all of it. So is Quitham even pushing here? It doesn't look like he is.
I think Quillen's just playing it safe. What he wants to do is sort of send these guys into a false sense of security.
And Papash is in. And Speedy.
And Papash makes. Papash jumps the gun
He
here.
makes the first. Yeah, he blinks first. But is it going to pay off in the long run? We're going to see at the end of this race. I'm gonna say it is going to work. I'm going to say it is going to work.
We've got a third commentator in the commentary box. My cat's just arrived.
Well, let's have a little quick look up at the top runners because Quitham is now under pressure from Chris Macker-Jones. Chris Macker-Jones is using his battery a little bit here, but he still can't get close enough to Quitham. Quitham is still getting a good exit. But Quitham has got to be careful. If he doesn't get out of this DRS range, he's still going to have that chance of being hit up the rear end like we saw Ability get hit.
Yep.
Easton is dropping very far back from Steph, 2.5 seconds. So the guys from fifth down to 6th on the medium tyres are being held up here. Can they do anything about that later in the race? But it looks like McLaren's in the pits as well of Steph, so he's blinked as well. But he's going to have 1 lap newer tyres than Papash. And these guys up front, they're going long. It's going to be interesting. Have they taken the right call?
Has Papash gone a bit too early here? Is he taking perhaps too much left out of these tyres? Sets the purple middle in last second, so it shows he's pushing. But when are we going to see Quintum and Jones showing? Because 1 lap fresher tyres around here with the significance of tyre wear around Austria can help people a lot. And there's a spin at the back. It looks like auto. It is auto.
His day's gone from bad to worse. He was up in the front few drivers to start with, but then he's just dropped and dropped and dropped. It's not looking good for him. And he's had a snap in the first corner.
Big snap into turn 1 here.
But it looks like Quitham has just started to pull away a little bit. He started to use a little bit of his ERS. But can he use a little bit more of it just to get out of that 1 second range?
In case you
He's
don't
pitting
know.
as well. Quitham's pitting. Macker-Jones follows in maybe. No, Quitham's gone in. So Macker-Jones is going to go for
chance now.
a lot. Yeah, he's going to have to go for it. He's going to absolutely have to send it. Ability's staying with Macker-Jones, so he's going to have someone to work with later into the race. But
keep an eye on Papash here. He's been going very quickly. He's just coming into the start finish straight. Now Klarman's out of his way here. Gives Papash a 3 DRS.
Is he going to get ahead of Quitham?
Is he going to get ahead of Quitham? Quitham needs to exit now. He's ahead. He's ahead.
He is, and Clark's going to come up between them, so he's going to hold up. Clark's going to be holding up Quitham here. So this has absolutely worked beautifully for Papash.
This God's gift to Papash.
Now he's just got to hold that gap, and he's still flying. He's improving on his time every single lap, but he's got to make sure these tyres make it to the end of the race.
And while that's been happening among us, WOR Ability has managed to get past Chris Macker-Jones. So Chris Macker-Jones has had a short-lived time in the lead. It looks like he's just saying the rest. He's got up to half a battery now, so it's obvious to see what he's doing.
I think he's gonna bounce with Ability. If Ability pits this lap, is Macker-Jones? No, Macker-Jones is actually going to do the opposite of what Ability does, and Ability's going to go as long as he possibly can on these tyres. Maybe the sitting in the dirt in the slipstream has absolutely helped him. He's been able to save his tyres just a tad bit more than the others. And he's going to be able to have them fresh tyres at the end. And it looks like it's gone from back. Oh, Easton! It looks like he's had a problem. He looks like he spun out of the final corner. I think he has.
Yeah, I think he has. And the Haas drivers, once again, they've been having a horrible race. And I don't want to put here, but it has been rubbish for Haas. Oh, good. Oh, no. Oh, I'm embarrassed myself on stream.
And it looks like Chris Macker-Jones has
lost
been
out a lot.
jumped by Clark and Steph. Oh no, Steph's jumped him, sorry. So he's been jumped by Steph and Quitham, but Quitham was already ahead. So this undercut is absolutely lethal. But have they both got the pace? I think Ability's dream right now is if there's a safety car come out in the next couple of laps. He's going to go again, it looks like. Oh, actually, he's called it a little bit late, but he is going to box this lap. And it's going to be all down to this man at the front of it. Can Papash get past Ability?
It looks like
he looks like he should easily get by, but Ability's tyres at the end of this race are going to be so much newer than Papash's. They're probably going to be 3-4 laps newer.
Oh, wait, no, that's a lag.
Yeah, it's just a lag, yeah. Steph sets the fastest lap of the race, so he's flying. Can he bring anything into this race? Because he is still on the back end of these guys, and he's actually, I think he's just fell out of DRS range of Quitham, but Quitham is actually getting straight back into DRS range of Papash, and it looks like Klar has fell back quite a way. So his race is going not great, because he's just gone deep into turn 3.
Oh dear, the man who was looked to be the box seat on those medium tyres. He started 10th, was looked to be going forward, but he's in 9th without even having a pit stop right now. The Alpines, which they call L Plan, seems to be no plan right now for the Alpines in the F1 2021 universe. And well,
yeah, it doesn't look like either of them are having a particularly good day at all. To be fair, actually, Partek, now I say that, I didn't see him up in P1, but he's going for the alternate strategy. Can them soft tyres at the end of the race help him maybe a little bit? Because it helped Shadow in Tier 1, but can they help him in Tier 6?
Quantum pumps in a faster slap here as now he breathes down Papash's, but then Mr. Lando instantly responds, so we're starting to see people's true pace come up right now. I think Papash might have jumped the gun a bit too early here.
Yeah, maybe a couple of laps too early, and Quitham is all over him right now. If Quitham gets past Papash, his only hope is just to stay in that DRS of Quitham and maybe find a good exit on the last couple of laps. And he's actually going to go for it now. Quitham, he's going to go down the inside. They just leave enough room on the exit, and it looks like Papash is going to have to yield for it. Yeah, very good respect between them two there. Good racing.
Racing from it, but the youngster is, sorry to interrupt there, but Quantum does get past. He takes the net lead of the Grand Prix back here, and Papash's tyres seem to be fading now. Those sort of quick early life of the tyres, hasn't used too much. As he not, we'll have to see. He could save those tyres behind there and his DRS to make sure that he could stay within the DRS of Quantum and perhaps hold off the last Rebecca Jones and WOR ability.
And his ability again. His ability got damage. We're gonna have a look here, and it looks like they're coming out with another set of. He looks like he's coming out of the front wing, so he's gonna have to pit. So that's gonna probably be the end of Ability's race here, unless there's a safety car. Yeah. Which is a big shame, because he was looking on like he could have actually challenged for the win of the race. But I think it's this man's to lose right now, and it looks like Papash is all over him. He's going to go around the outside, but it's going to be done before the corner, so it's not going to be around the outside. He's just going to get it done before the corner, but it's going to be a switchback maybe, and they're touched.
They're touched.
That was close. That was
very close there.
And it looks like Chris Macker Jones is going to go past Speedy here, and Speedy's going to yield because he knows he's got the older tyres. But he's going to have to just use Chris Macker Jones for that toe and just get as far as he can into this race. And it looks like the leaders, I don't speak English. Papash is actually catching Alex here, which is not going to be good for them. But Partik is pulling away from Alex, which is helping him because he's going to be able to have that gap perfectly for when he switches onto them soft compounded tyres at the end of the race, which we've seen already this week. Them softs are a lot quicker, and Clark retires.
Oh, it's a pit lane retire.
Yeah, thought that was going to be a safety car, but that is a fair enough retirement.
Papash,
pit lane,
once again, WOR ability. It's falling apart a lot of these race contenders right now. WOR ability, P2 to P13. And you have to feel sorry for the lad.
You do. It's every week. Like last week, he was in contention for a podium maybe, and it just kind of fell away from him in the last. Probably I think it was around the middle or the end of the race where it kind of fell away from him. But I think next week the weeks coming up, he's got to think tactically of when he makes moves and how he makes the moves. That's his problem. I think it's not a bad problem to have because it shows that he's hungry and he wants to overtake people.
It's good for entertainment.
Always good.
It's definitely good for entertainment for us commentators.
For him, yeah.
I speak on my own behalf here, but watching drivers sit in the DRS train, it's very hard to make sort of stuff go along as you say.
Yeah.
We live for entertainment, so we like his driving style. It's very Verstappen-y, but sometimes just has to learn, as you say.
It looks like Speedy is actually trying to look for a move on Macker Jones here because he's actually trying to stay with him. And Macker Jones doesn't have any ERS. And Speedy's draining. Is he going to go for the move down the inside here?
Yes.
He is.
Macker Jones lets him through.
Sit there, he's going to go for the switchback.
Well, he gets a good exit.
No. Yeah, he does.
Gets a good
Is he gonna
start.
have a look around the outside?
Oh, careful there, speedy there.
That
Don't
was
double move.
close. Yeah. And it looks like Quantum, CRT, I don't even know how to say your name. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him how do I say your name because I don't know how.
I'm just going to pronounce it Quantum. I mean, if I say that name, I'll probably get told off for saying they ruined the language. So.
And he's caught Alex up, which is not good for Alex. But Partik, he's going to need to just hope that he can keep that small gap, and it's just going to help him in the pit entering. It's going to let him.
Papash is going to solution. He's going to go
race.
down the inside of Quantum. This will be a brilliant move. He's hacking it on Schumacher in Belgium.
They touch.
But he could hold it off, but he's burning that overtake. And we can see the broadcast. There's more contact between the two. Don't crash each other out, boys. We need you for the race win here.
And I think Steph is absolutely on his toes right now, and he's praying these two spin each other out because he's right there ready to pounce for this race win. But can these two keep it on the track and keep it fair? Papash and Quantum are getting their elbows out, and they're not giving each other 1 millimeter.
But now they yield each two. I have a feeling, and I don't want to bring Ralph into this, but with all the Verstappen being desperate to win the world title, has it perhaps brought out that people think it's alright to do this sort of stuff? We don't know, especially after the Brazil controversy.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, and there seems a yellow flag, and that's one of the Hasses, and I think so. Auto's fun again. His weekend gets worse and worse and worse. It's just not his day today. It doesn't look like the track is being very kind to him. But is it just me, or is all of a sudden the sky getting a little bit darker?
It's starting to get a little bit darker, so don't worry, lads. We'll see some McLaren hards in the wet soon.
Yeah. And Steph has got past Alex, who I've just noticed. So he's going to be trying to chase these guys down, and he's actually not that far away from the two leaders. So are we going to see a three-way battle for the lead? And I'll tell you something, Chris Jones is actually just falling away a little bit. And there's Auto's retirement, which I kind of assumed it would have been soon.
These two guys need to work together. They just have to keep DRS each other to sort of close up to Alex. If anything, they're dropping back here a little bit.
Yeah, Alex, he's in contention, not for the race win, but for some decent points. If he can treat them softs nice at the end of the race.
Papash!
And I'll tell you who.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, and it's raining.
Oh, there's rain.
There's
rain. So who's right? This is the important bit in the race. Who's going to blink first, and who's going to get them inters on?
Quantum has a cushion.
Yeah. I thought it was getting a little bit darker in the sky. So the rain is coming, and it's coming quickly. It looks like it's already getting a little bit heavier on the track.
This throws a spanner in the works. This has helped Partik out massively here. If he could just sit behind Quantum
Partik's just gone from getting points to having a chance at the race win, but it's all. The wet is very different to the dry. Yeah. It's all about who's the best in the wet.
Yeah, it's all about adapting.
And it looks like Partik doesn't get himself a penalty there. Or did he already have that? I didn't really realise.
I'll check now the rest direction. Partik had it on lap 20, so we've just missed it.
Yeah. So Steph is already closing onto it. I want to know who's going to blink first. I want to know who's going to go to the inters first, and who's thinking that if they go early,
it's got to be Partik.
To go first, yeah. Going first is a gamble, but if it works out, it works out. It can work out perfectly. And the rain is getting heavier and heavier, lap by lap, and it's just not, the track still is in that phase of where it's getting from dry to greasy. It's not perfect, and it's Speedy and Chris Jones are battling here, and it looks like Chris Jones is now going from having a chance of winning a race to only getting mid-points here.
Yeah, and Partik, he has to, I think he'll let Papash go here. But Papash is being a bit cheeky, he's waiting for DRS.
Yeah.
I think Partik should let it go
one
here.
Of the only lap. There's only going to be a couple more laps of DRS, and it looks like there's a sprint at the back. It looks like Acorn. Yeah.
Did he get damage? His front wing looks fine.
He's hopefully he hasn't, because if It's not that bad because it's wet. Well, it's about to switch to wet, so he's going to still be in contention for them at low points.
Bartek goes down the inside here, but he runs wide on the exits.
He's going to have to give that position back fairly, and he does. It's,
Oh,
but Steph's going to come out of nowhere and take the position.
What's up? Stefan is just
Steph's
found his
already
groove all of a sudden.
already. And there's a little bit of a lock-up by Steph there, but and it looks like this is allowing Quantum to get away these three battling though. So this is absolutely going perfectly for the race leader at the moment. But is he going to call it?
So squirmy there from Toxic. His tyres are shredded. His tyres are gone. If he was Lewis Hamilton, and
yeah,
will he pit?
You can see the blistering on the tyres. It's quite. But he still can't. You still can't come in. It's not wet enough on the circuit. You can see it's getting a little bit greasier off the line, but on that line it's still quite dry.
Steph and Papash,
I'll tell you something. Steph looks like he could go for a move here because Papash doesn't have DRS, but Steph is thinking, okay, I've got position. I know I'm probably not going to win this race because my teammate's up there, but if the McLaren can get 1-2, this is going to help their constructors' hopes massively.
Yeah. Been a chaotic race
and
so far. Contact.
I was sorry to butt in, but it looks like Chris Macca-Jones has just spun up the top, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got wing damage, so he's going to have to pit, and he's going to actually be probably the first one to blink out of anyone to go to winners. And there we go, the track is wet. You can kind of see the wet dot marks, which I thought this game was really weird.
It's got to be Bartek. I reckon Bartek will pit this lap.
Bartek has to pit. He's got to go. He's got to pit, yeah.
Look at his tyres.
If he has any has any chance of getting a podium, this is his opportunity.
Squirming around on thin ice here, but he's going to stay out here. Risky.
Oh, and it looks like Chris Macca-Jones has spun again.
He's lost his composure.
After that spin, that front wing damage is not helping him at all, and he's just got to be careful when G Ninja comes through. And G Ninja's just going to go and grab himself another points-paying position, which is helping him in that backfield battle, which is always good for his constructors. Not constructors, drivers, in fact. But that gap from P2 to P1 isn't getting any smaller, but it's not getting any bigger. And it looks like Macca-Jones is pitting. But is he going to go on to the intermediates?
It's Jube again.
He does. He's the first one to go on in this. And it's the first
VSC! Right, now we're going to see people pits.
You've got to pit. If
people don't pit,
everyone has to pit. Yeah. That's their race over, I think.
It's just not Macca-Jones out really, because that VSC would probably only make him lose about 10 seconds rather than about 20 seconds on average.
It also, in a way, helps Bartek because it's gonna allow him not to lose any more time on them worn mediums, and he's still gonna be in it with a chance of catching back up to them front three.
Yeah, I reckon he's got a pit. He's moving over.
Oh, Quantum stays out.
Quantum stays out. He's done it. He's done Lando. Now he's supposed to get all over again. History repeats itself again.
Which is...
They're all staying out.
Oh no, all of them have stayed out. But the other ones have gone in. Surely these guys have made the right decision. That track looks way too wet for the mediums at the moment. I think Partik's
gone on super softs.
Why is he gone onto softs?
Oh, it's a strategic nightmare.
Now this brings Speedy into the race. Speedy is now gone from...
spanner in the works now. All we thought was going to be Quantum, Papash, Master and Speed and Aloes has just brought Speed into the equation. And they all got...
And look at the time already dropping from up to Partik. That time is dropping like no other, and he's going to be able to break so much later than themselves. And he just... Look at the gap just going smaller and smaller. It's already half a second, and they were two. I think they were about a second and a half. But to be fair,
what is the gap?
He's definitely catching. He's definitely catching.
The gap, 22 seconds.
The leaders have to surely pit this lap.
Will they pit?
He doesn't pit.
They don't pit. They stay out another lap. Is it just one of these things? A bit
surely
like Russia
it's
before the rain got harder, where it's just.
But then again, he's not. Speedy's not really catching Partik. He's not really like there to overtake.
I think Partik's pulling away here.
The right decision. Maybe it is. Oh, but Alex and Lando think it's the right time to call it, but Alex kind of has to call it.
And I think Partick can a massive snap of oversteer here.
Yeah, them two come through, but the leaders, they're still. Oh, but it's drying out.
It's drying out.
The rain seems
DRS
like it's getting
disabled
lighter.
now. DRS has been disabled. Now they've got to pit, surely.
It might be disabled, but the track, the sky, it might just be me, but the rain looks like it's getting a little bit lighter.
And Mother Nature has another twist in its tails. But if you look at Partick, he's swerving around now. The gap is coming down. It's come by down about half a second through one corner.
I'll tell you something, the leader gap, that went from 1.5 seconds to about half a second in a couple of laps. But Papas now has no DRS to help him, and it looks like Quantum is calling it, and he's going to pit, and there's a spin in Sector 1, and that's going to be Acorn. And that's a safety car, so that's going to bring everyone a lot closer, and this is helping the three
He might
guys.
get a penalty for that. I don't think you're... Well, he might, as long as he doesn't hold him up. I don't... Oh, it nearly backfired on him there. But he will get held up.
Close. And yeah, he's going to get held up. And this is actually going to help Mr. Speedy and Partick, but I don't think he got held up enough.
Quantum. If Speedy get lead at this Grand Prix, this helps him a lot. Papash has jumped him. There's a safety car. And oh no! That's helped out Papash and Quantum so much.
This has helped Partick a lot as well.
Yeah.
Because this is going to allow Partick to get onto the intermediates that he tried to switch to a couple of laps ago.
Yeah. Seems like you just can't seem to catch a break in this race. It rains. People don't pit. It stopped. The sky stopped to open up again. And this safety car.
Yeah, Mother Nature's always got a right hook to these drivers. It seems like it happened in the first race where it went from dry. It was actually in qualifying that it happened. It was dry for about 30 minutes, 30 seconds. It seemed like, even though it was probably about a lap for each driver, and it was raining while they were on their flying laps. But Clark managed to take the pole position there, which is a shame because he's actually not in the race at the moment because he's DNF'd back on the earlier laps. It seems like now, doesn't it? And this looks like it's going to be a 6 laps, maybe. No, actually, no, it's probably going to be a 5 laps right to the end. So it's actually going to be a 5 lapper to the end, it seems like. Oh, actually, I didn't realise this. Papash has got ahead of Quantum.
Oh, he has! That's helped out massively because it's so much harder to pass in the wet.
Yeah, because they don't have DRS, do they? But they're both going to have 100% DRS. So this Papash at the moment is probably stressing out. He's probably hoping that he can take the 2-race run that Quantum is on to an end, which is something that he's going to be hoping for. I know Quantum's not going to let that go down easy because he is very quick in this tier. He's easily the fastest driver in the tier at the moment. And it looks like Steffi's teammate's going to want that 1-2 for the McLaren because them two are probably going to hound Papash with no tomorrow. But still, G Ninja, I've only just noticed this, is up into P6.
Yeah, it's got to play a few people though.
I want to question something.
Podium, and if you ask me, that range lightening up. Are we going to see another twist?
Could we have a quick look at the
decided to tear out the books once again and rewrite her books for the fate of the WRT6 Grand Prix at Austria.
Why are the last 3 on softs?
Now then, how's Jeff? Has
Jeff come up with the Jeff Masterclass?
Decided it's good enough for him to...
Yeah. There's even spray off the safety car, so surely it's Inters.
Yeah. I don't know what Belland... I don't know what they're doing, but the Jeff de Belland has clearly said this to them. That's clearly not true, because I believe in WOR the weather is an approximate, so...
Yeah. Which is, It definitely throws a spanner into the works if you're not ready to react. But it's out for another lap, so it's probably going to come in at the end of this lap. Which, the Aston Martins, with Chris Macker-Jones. Now, Ability's pit as well. Why is Ability pit again?
Has he got damage?
He just keeps going backwards.
They haven't got
Oh,
a front
he's
wing
putting
out,
under
but the
softs.
paint are super soft. It must be drying out, surely. Has to be drying out.
Surely it's going to dry at the end of the race. Surely they're thinking, no, this is throwing my head off now. I don't know what's happening.
What is going on?
But as
Smoke coming
Jeff
from my
said,
heat-depressed
there's
brain.
not going to be rain in 5 minutes.
The friendly
Has it
interest is cleaning
happened?
up a little bit, if you ask me. It's
It
not
does look
looking.
like the rain is very light.
There's less spray.
Yeah, it looks like the spray's kind of disappeared, doesn't it?
I don't know about you, but I think the bottom four have all made clinical errors here.
Is the track going to dry up quick enough? Oh, but the spray's back in sector 2, look.
It's a game of two halves, where it's a tale of two cities. Safety car in this
Safety
lap.
car in this lap.
This is where we'll find out.
Can there be a hero, or can the guys in the bottom 4 hope for their kind of dream at the moment? Can the track dry up in these last 5 laps?
The
I don't
gamble
think
was
there's enough
pain.
time to dry up, personally.
It just
So I
looks
think them
too
three-
wet. It just does look too wet.
It does look a little bit too wet. But Quantum is all over that rear end of Papash already, just
He's hungry.
wanting him to go. He is absolutely hugging that red light. And his
Papash.
teammates right there as well.
They've got to be careful here when the field is so bunched up, especially in the wet. One little mishap.
He does.
The entire 5 second
And it looks like
penalty
he's gone
train
already.
away.
He's gone. And Papash is absolutely
He's gone. There's cold
And Quantum
tyres,
hasn't
Quantum
really
with the
reacted
stairs.
very well to it. And he's losing time down the straight. Can Papash, or I know that second gap doesn't really matter because he hasn't got DRS. But it helps with the slipstream. If he can get out of that 1.5, 1.6 range, that's going to help
Oh,
him
there's a
a
crash in the
lot.
background! And Partick
Oh,
is out!
Partick.
Multiple
And
points
he's in
scratch
the
there.
wall. Yeah, and ability's gone from battling at the front to having no hope of the race to actually being back in the points, which is actually quite funny for
Come
him.
full circle.
But the track is dry.
The track is drying. If you look at turn 2, there is a dry line starting to form here.
And the spray is kind of disappearing. And if them inners don't get enough water to them,
It will
they're going to
overheat.
overheat.
The inters aren't pulling away that massively, but they've only got a
No,
10
they're
through the
not.
corner, in which
Easton is actually staying with him, and he looks like he's actually going to give a threat to Alex to overtake him, maybe. He's all over that rear end, and he's
He's
got too
catching
much.
him.
He's got more grip.
this is an amazing go.
This-
Just like Jeff isn't the guy who we thought he was.
He's gone
Alex
for
is
it.
trying to pit here, but he can't. It's Perez on Monaco. He has to pit. Me and nearly placed Michael
Ninja's
Jones.
pit. Oh no!
Oh, wow.
I think
Wow.
Easton's going to win this race. I think Easton could win this race. He's got 3 laps to do it,
He's got to overtake.
but there's no rain. The track's
There's no
dry.
rain. The rain has stopped.
Them inners are going to overheat,
They are
which
going
is
to
going
overheat.
to allow these soft runners to close that gap. They're going to be able to brake so much later than his intermediate
It's a
runners.
strategic masterstroke.
Look
It is a
at him, right?
strategic
He's
masterstroke.
locking up, but he's braking so much later, and he's already into that DRS range.
I think Papash still might win it. But look, Easton,
don't
will he go
know.
for a big risky dive bomb? He won't. He will.
He
He's
is.
so
Look
late
at
on
the braking
brakes.
compared to the inners. He's going to get a podium.
They just don't
Can
have the
he win
grip.
this race?
Here goes Michael Jones to Aston Martin. The team of their plan looks to outperform the team of L plan, as it seems. And he got
He's gone round the
awesome.
outside.
That is brave. It's brilliant. It's bold. WOR. Billy goes down the inside. I could barely hold my breath right now. It's just Mr. Lando
This is-
Ninja and L2's.
Easton has a chance. He just needs to get that gap for the penalties. What's the penalties looking like for Easton? He has 3 seconds. He just needs to pull 3
He can win
seconds.
this race.
But they're
Quantum gets
absolutely
squirmy. He's
flying.
gonna go for it. He's burning the energy. The DRS has been in there. He's got to stay behind it.
Quantum's
Stay
going to
behind it.
He's not going to be able to beat him in this first corner. Look at the braking. And Papash is going to get done soon as well. He's going to have 2 laps, about 1.5 laps to pull. No, about 2 laps to pull a 3-second gap with these soft tyres, which
Easton
looks
will
like
get
he's going to
DRS
do. So I
in.
think
Easton.
Easton's going to win this race.
It's completely dry. It's completely
Well, Macca
dry.
Jones is
Look
there.
at the exit power.
The 3 drivers that we thought were going to win this race are going to finish near the bottom. The leader of the championship's going to have no hope. He's not even going to get on the podium. Papash is not even going to get on the podium at this point. A billion! Macca Jones are mauling him. Easton's already pulling away. He's going to get that 3-second gap.
Oh,
I think
Ability there,
Easton's going to win
too
this
quick to
race.
get it past.
Ability spinning. He went from battling for the lead to spinning to getting his hopes back to points, and now he's back at hopes of getting a podium.
I think he's got damage to other.
I think his challenge. I think he has got damage, but
Yeah,
I think he
he's
has
lost the
just
front
got
wing
light
and
damage.
plate. He's
but
lost
then-
the front wing and plate.
But them softs are going to have such a big advantage over them inners. I don't think wing damage is going to do a lot. I know
No,
it's
just
going
look
to
at the
allow the
inches
front
there.
two guys to leave. But I think Easton's going to win this race. I think he went from having no hope of winning this race to only battling for points to probably winning his first race at WR. He's probably absolutely bricking it right now.
He is fuming.
He's probably
He's
having
completely
multiple
dry.
heart malfunctions.
And this is one of the reasons you
he's-
should never give up on the front. We writ Easton off, we writ McIndoe off, we writ Ability off, we writ Mr. Lando off, we placed our bets on Papash and Quantum and Steph, and it's all
And then
twisted on its
three
head.
are gone. They have no hope. Then absolutely no hope. And do you know what? He hasn't had much. He hasn't had actually any screen time today, and now he's absolutely enjoying the screen. Let's watch his final lap for him as he comes around to start his final lap. And can he win his first race in WOR?
As long as he doesn't do what Verstappen did, put it in the wall, the last corner, it's all going swimmingly for RSF1 Easton. He started in P.
How is he doing penalty wise?
He's only got 3 seconds, and WR ability gets another
He's
3
fine.
seconds.
He's got warnings. He's fine. He can do it. He can risk it. He's gonna win this race, Easton. But here we go. Wait a second. Is Papash? Has he got that gap low enough to where he can get a podium? Is Papash still in the hopes for a podium here?
Papash, oh, I don't know. Ability
I
has
don't know.
to look at
It's
Lando.
just slipping away. But let's go to the man who's in the lead as he comes into the final sector. He's absolutely punching the air in his sim rig, he seems like. He's going to be absolutely screaming in happiness as he comes round the final 2 corners, nearly loses on the curb there. And he comes round to win in Tier 6 for the first time. Easton wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Chris Macker-Jones takes P2. And Mr. Lando in the other Aston Martin out of nowhere takes P3. But can G Ninja have any hopes of stealing that away from him?
He
does, and G
He
Ninja
can!
takes P3.
Just about! And
By
Mr. Lando
2/10 of a second, he goes and gets P3.
is deployed scenario 7. And what a
What
race
have
that
I just
was.
watched?
It
That
was chaotic.
is
Truly chaotic, those last races. That has got to be one of the greatest last 6 laps of a league race we've ever seen. And it just shows you should never give up in the sport.
We need to get Quantum in here to just talk to him and see how gutted he is. I feel awful for all of these.
We need to comfort him. Papash, Quantum, Steph. Who else was there? There was Mr. Speedy. Who else was there? Partick. Gamer Man Steph. What a race. I'm barely actually recovering from it. Easton, who started in P8. And G Ninja, who started P15. Gets on the podium.
That has to be. I don't think there's going to be a race this week that's going to take that away from this race. It had it all. It had dry running, wet running.
The late safety car, late spins.
It didn't change. It just kind of just. What have I just watched?
Every lap there was something going on in that race. For over an hour of commentary. Every lap there was something to watch in that Grand Prix. What a race, Austria. Can we race you every week?
I'm going to ask Quantum for if he wants to do an interview, but I don't know if he's going to be in the mood because I don't reckon he's going to be that happy. Let's see if we could get anyone in here that wants an interview. I don't think they're going to want to be in this lobby for much longer unless you're Easton. I think Easton's going to want to be in this lobby until he quits this game. He's not going to be. He's celebrating like mad, I reckon.
We're whirling away in celebration.
Is Easton? I don't know Easton's. Let's have a. Um. Let's have a. I'm having an ask around, but I don't. Well, I guess we'll actually let's get this guy in because I think he wants to do one. So I think we're going to have the man that finished somehow, way or another, G Ninja, who looked like he had no hopes, and he looks like he could have finished in the bottom 3 or 4 drivers, and he's strategy. I say it all the time. uh, as Quantum goes and says, "I'll pass on the interview today." No words of what's just happened. So I will. We'll get Mr. P3, who's I don't know what I've just witnessed. And G Ninja is here.
You just sent the send. Is what you what?
He's here. You're here. Have you included your audio?
Yeah, I have.
What have I just witnessed? That's the only question I have. What have I just watched?
What you've just witnessed
You've gone from having nothing to standing on the podium.
What you've just witnessed, okay, is the downfall of G Ninja. Sunday, racing another league, Austria. I'm second, a 10th behind Placky at the end of the race. Qualifying P4 on the grid with a 3.4, I think it was. Couldn't even dip into the threes today. Don't know what was going on. It just did not go well. And then I got damaged on lap 1, and I was like, well, now I'm in no man's land, losing fuel. I was praying for the safety car in the rain, because I was negative.
It came, and it helped you out quite a lot. Well,
it really
what
did.
made you think of the? What made you go to the softs? When you watch back to the race, I said, what are the bottom 4 doing on softs?
Well, so when the safety car came in, the lap before the safety car, I watched in my mirror, I watched Ability dive into the pits, and I was like, fuck, he's going for softs. Oh, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, go ahead, mate.
Okay, cool.
I'm not bothered, so.
Okay, cool. Well, I saw him go for softs, and I was like, oh no, because Jeff kept saying the rain is stopping. I was like, I really should have done this. Then it came in, I was like, right, I have to commit now. Did 1 lap, saw Easton, or my relative, sticking with me, and I was like, right, that means it's softs time. Get in now.
Yeah.
Jumped in, I was like, I already had nothing at the start of this race. What else have I got to lose?
It paid off, it seems. You were very, very close of not getting that podium, but close is close enough, I assume, for you.
I got it because Lando weaved. Lando put into the Discord, he's like, I lost the podium because I weaved over the line. Coming into the final 2 corners, I was staring at that relative. I was like, who has penalties? Because I know I don't.
Lando Norris-esque.
I saw both 2 had 6 seconds, and I was like, right, final 2 corners. It's dryish, but it's still wet. Let's see what the Ferrari does around here. So I just threw it in as hard as I could, and to my surprise, it actually stuck. And then I got out the final corner, and
I still can't get over that race.
Because you know how on the relative, when the car ahead of you crosses the line, your relative stops changing until you've hit the line. So he hit the line 6.090 seconds. Like, when he hit the line, that's what the gap was. And then I threw it through the final corner. I was like,
okay. Right. Yeah. I think there was only one person. There was a couple of people I want to speak to. I wanted to speak to you about that, about the penalty gain. I wanted to speak to Quantum, how his race just went from.
Stick with that?
I don't know. We watched it. I thought he was doing the right decision. I didn't know he was going to dry out. So I sat there. I was thought, surely Quantum and Papash and all that are going to win the race. They've been leading the race the whole time. And then that happened, and I have no words of what just happened. I still can't get over it.
That is probably one of
And I
the most
wasn't even
entertaining
racing.
finishes I've had. Like, that's definitely up there with one of the best like finishes to a race I've had this year. This game, like 100%. That was, yeah, it was just entertaining.
I don't think any race could top that for anyone really, unless you were one of the guys that stayed out on it. But
That was funny for them.
Yeah.
Final lap, and I catch two of them, and it's just plainly, I was just out traction the pair of them. It's just funny to me.
That's the end of tonight. Thanks for the interview. Obviously, Ninja, you're the only person that actually did an interview, but
good.
I'm going to say thank you to you because I say thank you to everyone that does an interview. Oh, do you have a couple of questions actually? Thingy? Rafik? No?
That was a no.
Do you have any questions? No? Okay. No, I was talking about you. Rafik, not to
Oh, do I have any questions? Oh, sorry.
That was all.
I'm speechless. I mean, talk us through the emotions through the race, really. I mean, you're there. You're in P5. P15 on the grid, nonetheless, in Austria, where it's very prone to get in a DRS train. And you get P3, like... You need to talk us through your emotions.
Emotions through the race. So,
Let's go from
qualifying.
lap 1 to lap 36.
So, we're going to go qualifying. Qualifying, I was up on my lap, okay? I forgot to say this. I was up on my final lap by 4.5 tenths. It would have put me 6th. But I was like, the rain's coming in the race. Okay, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to lift off, and I'm going to get P11. So I was asking Partick, because I was in the party with them, what do I need to get P11? I lifted off too much, and it gave me P15. I was like, damn it. I've really cocked this one up.
Yeah.
So I was a bit annoyed. And then going into the race, I was like, okay, it's fine. Start last, I can take it easy. I hit someone in turn 3. So I've lost my front wing. It's just not gone well. I'm like, right, fuck it. It's just...
So it went from bad, great.
Well, yeah, so basically it went from lap 1 to lap 27, depression, to lap 27 to end, hope, and then to, oh my fuck, I might actually do this.
Well, we're gonna have to end it there because it's if we've been in an interview, it feels like we've been in an interview for about 30 seconds, but it's been a while. Oh, actually, Speedy wants to do one.
Yes.
So we have another person. Right, let's get Speedy in it.
I need to lie down. This race has been chaotic. I'm struggling.
I need to know what Speedy's reaction was to the restart.
Did Speedy go to softs? He did, didn't he?
Yes.
Where
But
did he
went.
finish? I didn't
So
oh, there's the
everyone else. It was
P6, yeah.
Yeah, Speedy went the lap after I did. No, Speedy finished 9th. Penalties.
Wait, yeah, he did.
So Speedy went onto softs the lap after I did, so I jumped him in the pits. Speedy, man.
We've been talking to Ninja. That was crazy. Could you obviously didn't get what you probably wanted when you switched them softs, with obviously the penalties and all that being applied, but could you give us your insight of what just happened? Because I don't know what's just happened.
Am I allowed to curse?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a fucking disaster.
Just the Irish accent makes that so much better.
Absolute shambles.
Interview
Absolute
over. Thank you for joining us.
Bleeding Turkey 2020 all over again.
What
Yeah.
do you
It was
mean,
crazy.
Speedy? It was amazing.
I think we've got to end this. I think we've got to wrap this up because we've been going for a very, very long time because obviously the scuff start and all that. But you two, thanks for popping in and saying what you thought of that race because I still can't get over it. But yeah, cheers for everyone watching.
Join us next week for more of a shit show.
Join us next week for more of that.
Where we continue the episode of the next season of Netflix. Drive till you shit yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Drive to
But,
Survive WOR edition.
Yeah, we should do
Oh
that.
my
we
God,
should,
no.
we should talk
Drive
about
to
I'm not
that.
having,
Survive,
like-
scuffed
I'm
edition.
not
Tier 1, we
having,
should do
like,
Tier
yeah.
1 Drive to Survive.
No, I'm not having LCR fanboys when I get a girlfriend.
Right, anyway. Cheers for watching. We'll see you next week for...
Good question. What round is it?
Zandvoort. Zandvoort, round
It's
5.
Zandvoort.
So we'll see you next week.
Oh, no.
Cheers for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you later.